Knight f3, c5, c4, knight c6, e3, knight f6, knight c3, e6, d4, d5, c takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop d3, bishop e7, a3, c takes d4, e takes d4, castle kingside, castle kingside, b6, queen c2, knight f6, bishop g5, h6, bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, bishop e4, bishop b7, rook a d1, rook c8, d5, e takes d5, bishop takes d5, queen e7, rook fe1, queen c5, rook e3, knight d4, queen e4, knight takes f3, check, queen takes f3, bishop takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop g5, rook ed3, queen c2, b4, rook ce8, g3, rook e6, h4, bishop f6, king g2, rook fe8, rook 3 d2, queen c4, queen f5, bishop e5, h5, a5, rook d3, a takes b4, a takes b4, bishop f6, queen f3, bishop e5, rook e3, b5, rook e4, queen a2, rook e3, queen c4, rook d3, bishop d6, rook takes e6, rook takes e6, rook c3, queen e4, rook c6, bishop f8, rook c8, queen takes f3, check, king takes f3, g5, rook b8, king g7, rook takes b5, rook e5, knight c7, rook takes b5, knight takes b5, bishop takes b4, knight d4, king f6, g4, Bishop f8. King e4. Bishop c5. Knight f5. Bishop takes f2. Knight takes h6. Bishop e1. Knight f5. Bishop c3. King d5. Bishop b4. Knight g3. Bishop a3. Knight e4. Check. King g7. King e5. Bishop e7. King f5. King h6. Knight d2. King g7. Knight f3. King h6. Knight e5. King g7. Knight c6. Bishop a3. King takes g5. Bishop c1. Check. King f5. Bishop b2. Knight e5. Bishop c3. g5. Bishop b2. Knight d7. Bishop c3. Knight f6. Bishop b2. Knight e4. Bishop a1. King g4. Bishop b2. Knight d6. Bishop a1. King f4. Bishop b2. King e4. Bishop c1. King f5. Bishop b2. Knight c4. Bishop a1. Knight e5. Bishop b2. Knight f3. Bishop a1. Knight g1. Bishop b2. Knight e2. Bishop a1. King g4. Bishop b2. h6. Check. King h7. King h5. Bishop e5. Knight g1. Bishop b2. Knight f3. Bishop c3. Knight h4. Bishop b2. Knight f5. Bishop e5. Knight e7. Bishop b2. Knight c6. Bishop c3. Knight d8. King g8. g6. F takes g6. Check. King takes g6. King f8. Knight e6. Check. King e7. Knight g7. King f8. Knight f5. Bishop a1. h7, bishop h8, knight g3, king e7, knight h5, king f8, knight f6, king e7, knight g8 check, king f8, knight h6, king e7, knight f7, bishop a1, knight g5, bishop h8, knight f3, king f8, knight h4, king e7, knight f5 check, king f8,